You've definitely seen them, right? Millions of Americans own a pair of those slightly yellow-tinted lenses. Your coworkers wear them, and honestly, you might even be wearing a pair right now, looking a little bit like a 1990s movie hacker. The promise is huge. Protect your eyes, sleep better, and stop those awful end-of-day headaches. But today, we're throwing out the marketing and looking strictly at the science. We're putting blue light glasses to the test to see what the research actually says they do and whether you genuinely need them.
So, let's dive right in by acknowledging the core problem with how these things are sold to us. The marketing behind these glasses bundles three completely different promises into one single product. And, that makes it incredibly hard for the average consumer to figure out if their screen glasses are actually working or if they're just acting as a highly fashionable placebo.
The grand illusion of this marketing is that there isn't just one giant monolithic claim. There are actually three separate ones: reducing digital eye strain, protecting your long-term eye health, and improving your sleep in the evening. Lumping all of these together is exactly why the evidence gets so incredibly confused. It's a classic tactic, right? It allows the weaker, less proven claims to just ride along on the coattails of the stronger ones.
If you've ever stared at a spreadsheet or played a video game for 8 hours straight, you know digital eye strain is very real. Your eyes physically hurt. But when researchers conduct controlled studies comparing blue light lenses directly against regular non-tinted lenses, the result is crystal clear. There is no significant difference in reported eye strain symptoms between the two. Major ophthalmology organizations have weighed in on this, and they've noted a distinct lack of high-quality evidence supporting blue light glasses over standard, regular lenses for reducing that strain.
So if it isn't the blue light, what exactly is causing it? Well, the leading explanation from vision researchers is actually a reduced blink rate. Think about it. When you stare intensely at a screen, your eyes kind of lock in, and you simply forget to blink as often as you normally would. It's that constant staring, not the specific blue light itself, that dries out and strains your eyes.
The marketing often gets a little scary here, suggesting that screen-emitted blue light is causing lasting physical damage to the back of your eyes. But let's reframe that fear for a second. Compare the blue light emissions from natural sunlight to your digital screens. The blue light coming from your phone or TV is measurably, considerably lower than basic natural daylight exposure. Literally, just stepping outside for a short walk exposes you to vastly more blue light than a full day staring at a monitor. This is exactly why the eye health claim is actually the weakest of the three.
Now, you might be wondering where those scary headlines even came from in the first place if the light is so low. Well, current research hasn't established that normal screen use causes meaningful human retinal damage. Actually, those dramatic claims were largely extrapolated from extreme laboratory conditions. We're talking about studies using unnaturally high blue light intensities, levels you'd absolutely never experience from your laptop, and then wrongly applying those findings to everyday real-world device use without any of that important context.
Just when you might think these glasses are a complete myth, we find a genuine, biologically plausible mechanism. The science gets really fascinating here because it's a predictable chain reaction. First, evening screen use leads to blue light exposure right before bed. That specific blue wavelength light then measurably suppresses the release of melatonin in their body, the hormone that makes you tired. And that suppression leads directly to delayed sleep. The light is essentially tricking your body's natural circadian rhythm into thinking the sun is still up.
This is where the glasses actually do their job. Studies specifically testing blue light blocking glasses worn in the hours just before bed show real documented improvements. The research highlights modest but measurable improvements in melatonin levels and sleep quality, particularly for people who use screens heavily in the evening. So this is a genuinely established biological effect that isn't just marketing hype.
We've established they don't do much for daytime eye strain or long-term retinal health, but they do genuinely impact your circadian rhythm in the evening, which brings us to the ultimate question we have to ask. So, should you buy a pair? I mean, if the only claim with genuine scientific backing is the evening sleep benefit, do you actually need to drop $40, $50, or even $100 on a physical pair of glasses to get that specific result?
Well, the modern solution to this exact problem is probably already in your pocket. Most phones, tablets, and computers now include a built-in night mode or night shift setting. You can even schedule it to turn on automatically at sunset. This software achieves a very similar filtering effect by reducing the blue light emission directly at the source, entirely for free. You simply don't need to put a physical filter on your face if you just apply a digital filter directly to your screen.
Let's summarize this with a clear verdict across the board so you can make a really informed decision. Ultimately, blue light glasses are a bit of a mixed bag. For daytime use, meaning the claims around reducing eye strain and protecting long-term health, the research is weak and there's just no meaningful benefit. But for evening use, targeting sleep,
There is a genuine biological mechanism at play, but it's one you can achieve for free with your device's built-in software. They aren't a total scam, but they certainly aren't a miracle cure either.
So here are your real science-backed takeaways for your daily life. First, if your eyes hurt during the day, the research points to taking regular breaks and consciously reminding yourself to blink more, not buying a tinted lens. Second, for long-term health, don't panic over screen emissions. The natural sunlight outside is far more powerful. And finally, if sleep is your primary concern, your built-in screen settings are probably already perfectly capable of doing the job for you. This brings us to an important final thought. Do you already use your phone's night mode setting, or are you still relying on marketed wellness gadgets to fix your tech habits? Take a moment to consider how you manage your own screen fatigue. And hey, stick around, because we are fact-checking the booming sleep tech industry next. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and keep asking the right questions.